What's up? I'm Matt Rabian. Most of y'all might know me by Medieval, but I'm here today. I just want to say a few words about John, how I know him and how I want to see him going or whatever, or remember his spirit and everything. Like, and it's no matter how many times I've been to Milestone or any kind of wrestling show in North Carolina, it's like he always made me feel welcome. Even though I'm from Tennessee, nobody knows me here, no nothing like that. John was always truly special. He believed in me. He had a big impact on my life. And just reading it on Facebook, I was like truly sad, and I didn't want to believe nothing that I read until I finally got text messages saying that damn what happened. And I can't really speak for myself. I got to speak for Prozac too, because he's all about me. When he found out I was doing this video, he wanted me to tell you the same thing that I feel, is like the way he feels. It's like no matter how many times we came, like John was the first person I always went to talk to, because he always lifted my spirits, he believed in me, and he always damn gave me comfort that damn like I could do whatever I wanted to in this business, or damn anything I wanted. And for that, I feel thankful for John that I got to meet him. He's a good person, one of the best people I probably know in this whole entire shitty ass world or whatever. John's the best person I ever met, and just for that, I'm thankful that damn he was able to be my friend and I was able to be his friend. And I want to say thank you, John, for them like uplifting my spirits and them having faith in me. And sorry you're gone, but you'll never be forgotten, because I always remember you. Love you, John.
John was more a friend to me. He is more like a brother. He always talked me in and out of stuff about my personal life, about my travels and everything. And I just wanted to say that I'm really going to miss him, and he's more like a brother to me than a friend. And John and Linda have always been supportive of everybody, and I just want to be supportive of them like they were to everybody else. And John, so long, brother.
Kevin Williams, sorry John, I'm going to miss you so much. I got the news yesterday. You are so great to me. I mean, you always hug me every time you see me. I mean, I'm going to miss you. When I hope you just deal with this. Alright, that's all.
Kevin Lunsford. I haven't known John that long, but it didn't matter what kind of day you had or anything like that, he could always raise your spirits. You could talk to John about anything. It didn't matter how stupid or silly or meaningful the conversation was. John always provided his wisdom, his compassion, his understanding, and his advice. Like my dog tag says right here, it says family is more than just blood. And that's how I felt, John. Felt like family, man. And you will be missed. Love you and Linda both.
William West. I've known John Moore for 20 years. And kind of what my sign says there, we still hear him, because I hear him telling me to be like he was, to do whatever you can for someone. Because that's what John did. He didn't have much, never did. But he'd do anything for you. And that is why I love the documentary. That's what I'm going to miss. And that's what I'm taking from this.
Name Chris Schrantz. Most people know me as Nightmare. I just want to say my piece. A lot of people sorry. But me, like Dantino and a few other people, it's time to rejoice. You were a special man, John. You touched my heart. You were a good man, honest, sincere, and like Dantino said during his earlier statements, you were right most of the time. An important part of my time with Milestone, and like many others before they knew you from comic, etc., Amazing Heroes, kind of a split. I bounced between the two growing up. You got me into Judge Dredd and basically a forming of what is known now as the Nightmare. You kind of helped create the character in your own little way. I told you what I liked and you pointed me to Judge Dredd. You'll always be remembered, John. Fly high, though.
And I guess it's appropriate that I look like Attack of the Killer Tomatoes because of all the horror movie schlock that was exchanged. John, you were always there to listen, and I really appreciate that. And I feel like I was a better person for knowing you. Thank you very much for everything you did, and I love you, Linda. And can't wait to see you again when Milestone comes back. Okay.
John, you know, it's Brew, you know. Man, I'm going to miss nights that I call you and Linda to come over for supper, brother. I'm going to miss fixing the biscuits for you. I'm going to miss our pots of coffee that we had. Whole pot of coffee, sometimes two. It just depends. Our conversations after supper, just sitting and watching TV, picking fun at Preston, picking fun at everybody else, you know. Even Justin standing back there, we'd pick fun at him sometimes. You know, John, I love you, brother. I'm going to miss you. It's more than a brother. You're just like my father. Love you, man.
How y'all doing? This is Justin out here at Horfields where I knew John Moore. I've known John for a while through horror, through wrestling. And John was always a great guy. He'd always come up to you, bad situation, good situation, and encourage you even more or encourage you and build you up. And there come a time where I made a decision that made him really aggravated with me. And he wouldn't speak to me for a while. And then when I finally come to my senses and realized the decision I made, I sent John a message. I'm sorry. And the first thing he sent back wasn't no more than 3 to 5 minutes later. It's okay. I forgive you. I'm here to help you if you need help. No matter what you would do, he was always there for you. You could make him mad, but one time forgiveness, he'd come back.
Hey, I'm Preston, Milestone Wrestling. I've known John for about 4 years now. John was my friend and fellow Milestone worker. John was a mentor and he was there whenever I needed somebody to talk to. I miss you, John. Linda, you need me. I'm here for you. I love y'all.
Hey, I can tell you about what I know about John. I met John in 2010, my first time coming to Milestone. And from that day, he became a best friend to me. No matter what I was going through, whether I was feeling down, mad, no matter what, he could always put a smile on my face in less than a minute. I always hold him close to my heart. John, you're like a brother to me. I love you.
So what I know about John Moore is he was our best supporter when it came to Milestone. Like, he was always there. He always had our backs, and there was very few people who really did. So I mean, I really appreciate it a lot. And plus, like, went to the haunted house. I was when I was the moonshiner or the miner, and he was in the I'm trying to think of the room. But he was in the bait shop. And we used to always get Bron, and everyone called him Ninja Turtle, and I would go say Ninja Turtle. Then we'd all get Bron, just crap, and it was hilarious. And John was always just a really cool guy, and I love him to death. And he was like one of my favorite people. And it's really a bummer that he passed away because he is, well, one of the very few people that I actually like.
Martin, John, I'm going to miss you. I've had a great time knowing you in my life. It was a short 5 years maybe, but we had an awesome time last year at Harfields. Had a great time at Mad Monster Party this year. Look over us and keep us all safe, and we're going to remember you at Harfields this upcoming season.
Hi John, you're loud, obnoxious, and about the most rude person I've ever met in my life, but I love you like a brother. The one thing that has stood out more than anything else about you, and I'll say this straight up, was your professionalism at Horfields. Everybody else can complain about the weather, their feet hurting, they can't get their pants up right, whatever it was, but you're with a broke foot in the middle of a scene scaring people. And not one time did I hear you complain. My hat's off to you, brother. God bless, and we will miss you. Love you.
Okay, it's a message for John. There's Maurice and Kiana. Yeah. We want to say thank you to John. He's very supportive of us and you. It's an honor to know him. There he was.
Tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Today we come to our last respects to one John Francis Moore. I didn't know until his name was Francis.
It's not, it's Flint.
Oh, Flint? Oh, I thought you said Francis.
I did, I was wrong.
You look like a dirt.
Yeah, totally screwed that up.
Well, anyway, we come today to pay our respects to John Moore. Of course, this segment of the memorial service is all about sharing our memories. I have one specific memory that I'd like to share with everyone. Back about 4 or 5 years ago, I was living in Hickory at the time, in the house where I'm living at right now. And I went to the store, I forget if it's Fresh Air Galaxy or if it's Dollar General or whatever, but it's a not so pleasant part of Hickory called Longview. A bunch of drug addicts and drunks and thugs and whatever.
Totally different town, but anyway.
Well, Longview's associated with Hickory. It's like right there at my front door. But anyway, so I'm walking through this bad seed called Longview, walking home. Boiling hot. Sun's just beating down on me. Carrying groceries, just praying to God that I wish I could get home. All of a sudden, this van pulls up beside me. And it kind of starts slowing down. It pulls off in the parking lot ahead of me. Well, in a town like Longview, a van slowing down is usually not a good thing. Usually there's puppies and candies involved. So I wasn't really sure. I was afraid that someone in that van was going to open the door, pull me in, rape me, cut me up in little pieces and feed me to their dog. Or at least I was sure it was going to be like a gang of thugs, going to jump out, 4 or 5 of them beat me down, take my wallet, whatever. Instead, when I got dropped on this van, I noticed it was John Moore and his wife Linda. Well, they looked at me, it's like, you need a ride? And I'm just sitting there thinking, good God, it's like 90-some degrees, I'm swelling from heat, carrying these groceries. I was like, yes, if you could, please, thank God. And like we reiterated over and over again, if there's anything John could do for somebody, he would. So I've never forgotten that day, because not many people, even people that know you, are going to stop while you're out in the sweltering heat and pick you up and offer you a ride home, free of charge. Didn't charge me a dime. And I'll always be thankful to John for that. And that right there is probably the memory that I have to share with you folks that I remember the most in specific details. That he's a great man, still is a good man. Even though he's not here on this earth with us anymore, he still is a good man. And I'll greatly miss talking to him, but I can't wait till one day when I get to see him, talk with him again. God bless you, John.
Howdy, Jason. Honestly, I ain't gonna lie to you. I could go on and on and on and on and on and on and on for hours with just hilarious stories of John Moore. But I want to do 2 quick little ones. One is one of my most vivid memories of John. I worked for him for a little bit when he ran Comics Center at the old Nash Rambo dealership. And I remember sitting in his office, me and him, it was Wednesday afternoon, we just finished New Comics Day. It was awesome. And we just sat in there and just BSing for like hours on end about politics or wrestling or whatever it was. And I remember so clearly sitting in there thinking, man, this guy can go on for hours. And he's such a cool guy. The other thing that I remember so vividly about him would be, we had just had our major issues in wrestling, and I mean, I was down bad. I mean, I was ready to just wad it all up in the ball and throw it away. And I remember John standing there going, no, we can keep going. This doesn't stop us. This doesn't end anything. This gives us our opportunity to try more, to try harder. And that's what I always try and remember with John, is John being so supportive and being so there, trying so hard to make everybody better than they are. John, I love you. Thank you.
How you doing, John? Linda? This is John Boy here. I guess I've got lots of stories, and experiences that I've got to share with John. And I know we had met him through, as far as skills and acting he had through the wrestling, and when he started doing the announcing and stuff for Milestone. But we did the interview for the first year here for Horrorfields. We were pretty brutal on everybody, because it didn't matter if we knew you for 13 years or 2 years or 10 minutes, because when you just walked in and filled out the application, But we didn't take no slack from nobody. So we asked everybody to
come out with something and give them some kind of emotion to go with. And it blew my mind actually, because I sat and tried to think of what the emotion we gave John was, but as soon as we said it, he just said okay, and just immediately just went in, and with so much enthusiasm and strength, like over the top, and it was great for us to do this for each and every one of them. But when John done it, we got to kick back and just know and relax, because we knew that no matter what, as long as he would get an idea that, a theme that he wanted to go with, and as long as we catered to it, just a little bit. And I'm talking, I'm one of the ones that help if anything goes down and breaks there in the middle of the hot. And I've come in there, he was in the wheelchair last year, and a light actually falls off the wall, cracks him in the back of the head, and never even leaves his scene to tell anyone anything about it. So I come through to check on him, and just, stuff like that is what lets you know of, how big of a part he was, because there's so much going on every single night. Just keep one of these things going, and it wasn't that he was scared to tell us. It was just he knew that there was so much work involved, and he knew that we would get to it as soon as we could, and we're always coming through checking on him. And his scene last year with he was I guess it was sort of like a German, doctor, and I had only seen the very beginning of it always. Every time I'd peek to walk by, and he had a group like this last year that I never forgot this, but he had this German theme, and he was going through talking about, how all these different experiments and things that they had been attempting to do, and he had this cadaver here that come up on the hydraulics and stuff, but then out of nowhere, and this man was in a wheelchair, okay, and had to get a scare. You can't run nobody down, you can't chase nobody in a wheelchair. The man was playing just like he had flipped a switch with personalities. And he went from being this very sophisticated, college-educated doctor to just some kind of monstrous, been trapped in a house for 40 years in the basement and was just, "You gonna feed me?" Just went nuts, And just to see him slip in all these different characters that, and we never, some of us have been together doing this, I think 13, 14 years for me. And, it's just to see him just slip into his character on his own that he come up with, that we never had to enthuse nothing, and it was such a relief. And that just shows how, how big of a loss we just took, because he was able to do anything and everything we needed and do it above and beyond what we would have even suggested for him to do. And, I'm really going to hate not being able to come through and, hide in the corners and just watch his scene happen, But, it's something that happens with us, and we've been together, like I said, for 13, 14 years, and, we become a family, all of us, and just like any other family, there's going to be losses. Unfortunately, John's not the first loss we've had, between wrestling and the haunted house, but, it just blindsides you every time it happens, but I know that, these things it's just life, it's just how it goes, but, I just want to give my love, to him and his family, and, it's a big loss for me. I'm gonna dread not seeing him out there this year, but I know his spirit's gonna live on, and I'm never gonna forget the old German doctor. So, anyways, I wish the best for you, Linda, and I hope the family, finds strength and courage and everything from this day on. But thanks for committing all the time you did.
Hey guys, Hatchet from Fourfields.com. Today, we said farewell to John Moore. I'm going to miss my actor. When we talked about, he's going to be the star of the 2013 season, he's our main character, is Dr. Jacob Dunbar. Sorry. There's no way we could replace John as an actor. There's no way we could try to replace his character. So instead of trying to replace the doctor administrator of the hospital this year, I'm not going to do it. We're just going to shift the focus over to Colton. So Colton's in charge of the hospital. Better look out. And we're just going to miss John so much. And as Jason said at the end of the service, if you ever got anything from John, try to be him. Be that help. Be that support. because even though people are family, you have another family. And our family, the Horrorfields family, we stick together as much as possible. The wrestling family's done the same, and we sing that today. John had a real family, brothers and sisters and stuff. And I hate y'all couldn't be here, but we sent him off in style. Wasn't the most pretty out underneath the pecan tree like we wanted to because of the rain, but I think he'd have been proud. He'd have been proud that this was, all done for him. So, till we meet again, John, farewell. Hatchet, Horrorfields.com.